This ain't about helping the human race. You want to fight a war? South Africa's the place. There's an injustice in the motherland, but no, you want to go out and play in the sand. I'm tired of you waving that flag in my face. I'm not gonna fight for your fat rap waist. I'm not a sucker politician or a money-hungry kid, so wake up. Dig. I'm talking about drugs and crime in the street, walking wounded, picking through garbage, trick or treat.
Hey boy, you on the job, just drop your nuts in the sand. While I blow smoke up your ass, drive you crazy.
We have soldiers who get out publicly and condemn the war, as is the case with people in our band who are actually active duty soldiers who have categorically, and without, biting their tongues, said, we are against this war. We will not fight this war.
I ripped my uniform off on my lunch break. That's how much I can't stand to be in. People see that I make sure people know what I'm saying, what I'm doing. It's not just like I go back and forth and live my life out in the barracks until my CO application hearing is finished. I'm going to make a statement while I'm there.
They want you to, they know the situation we're in. They know how we feel, and yet they want us to go to classes. They want to give us classes on things like nuclear biological warfare. Right. I mean, even after we stayed,
they want to make us give us PT, every day. Make us march around, do drill, and things like that. Which they know we're totally, we just don't get along with at all, and they're just, making us do all kinds of weird things.
You see, all this stuff that they want us to do, it's a way to kind of like lure us into the military thinking. And we, as a group, are refusing to do so, You
have certain legal rights and other rights that civilians have, we as civilians have, you don't have. If you're in uniform, or if you're on base, or if you're on duty, you can't say those things.
I can't really say much, besides I'm applying for CO, and I'm under certain charges right now. I think this pretty much sums it up.
As I got older and more wiser, I found Islam. I became a Muslim, and upon me becoming a Muslim, I also adopted a lot of ideologies of peace, as far as, being a conscious objector. And I don't want to fight anyone or harm any human being, because it's a lot of other ways to get your point across or get things accomplished without doing that.
I believe in Jesus Christ, and I believe that I'm going to follow his way. And he states in the Bible that it's, again, he says that live in peace, love your enemies, and I believe that.
Do not believe your recruiters. I mean, take it to the point where I hope that you can have a lawyer there, or everything that he says, you could tape it or put it in writing. But even then, they'll probably find some way to screw you over anyhow.
Or is it true that the Marine Corps recruiting officers hide reality from recruits, which is what's being alleged?
Well, I prefer not to comment on that, because it may be a factor in this or any of the other cases. I prefer not to say anything regarding that specifically.
These are your instructions. You are an American. You are patriotic.
What kind of things would you like to do in the military?
First of all, what does working class mean? Would I be safe to assume that most of you in here are from working class families? Yeah. Anybody else in here? He's a soldier. He's going to war. Okay? All right. Now,
I went into the Marine Corps because I was under the mistaken impression that the Marine Corps would make a man of me. What do you guys think it means to be a man?
Peace now, war never! Peace now, war never! Peace now, war
Should I be pulled out of my home in 1 year and go and die in the desert for something I don't even believe in? It's ridiculous.
When I joined the Army, there was still a draft, and now there isn't a draft, although what we call the current volunteer Army is a poverty draft. I support anybody who deserts or refuses to fight or claims conscientious objector status, but those are primarily personal decisions that people make about how they feel about the war and how they want to participate in it. But I think what really has to be upheld is when people publicly take a stand to oppose the war, not based just on religious or personal feelings, but more their understanding of politically why the war is wrong and how they intend to affect millions of people by taking the stand they're taking.
The work that we came here to do is we come over here to unite with the GIs that are inside the military resisting the war and to encourage that resistance, to support it politically and help spread it. But you're not allowed to do that. It's against the law.
You wanted to go do something with your life, and now...
do you think that there's work that could be done from within the military that would...
Oh, yeah, and I'm doing it. As we speak now, while I'm waiting for my CO hearing, I don't stop for a second. Yes, I'm in that uniform, but everybody around me knows exactly what that uniform means to me.
Come on here, Tom. We sing ball.
We basically confront the military establishment. We confront the soldiers, all right? We go out there and we have a bullhorn or we have a public address system, and we say all of the things that I've been saying to you.
Conscientious objection to service in the armed forces is not a new thing in this country. The matter came up at the time that the Constitution was being drafted, and provisions didn't actually get into the Constitution. 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't want to break this floor. 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's get civils really break.
Nobody's forcing you to pull that trigger. Maybe they'll even put you in shackles and take you over there. But nobody can force you to pull that trigger.
Because can't nobody force you to do anything. We ain't the military. You see what I'm saying? The peace movement is not handcuffing you and throwing you on no plane. They ain't handcuffing you and making you go high. That's your decision as an individual. It's your decision.
Whether the actual shooting war stops very soon or not, there will continue to be a large U.S. military presence in the Gulf, and there will continue to be a large U.S. military presence in Germany. About a year ago, there were 250,000 U.S. troops here in West Germany. Now there are still more than 100,000 troops, and I think this war has caused many of them to raise fundamental questions about their role in U.S. foreign policy. So the nature of the requests may vary a bit. I think there will continue to be people coming to us and saying, we want out, or we do not support U.S. Foreign policy and military policy, and we need some kind of support. Throughout Germany, there have been German peace groups, religious groups, who have been handing out leaflets to GIs, who have been engaging in dialogue with GIs, who have been offering GIs hospitality in their homes, GIs who do not want to fight in this war. And in that process, the GIs and the peace movement have learned a lot about each other and have begun to recognize that they are potential allies.
We had here in Berlin over 1,000 places for the soldiers which want to be absent from the army, and we could expand this capacity in a very short way, because a lot of the people in Berlin say no to the war and they want to do something, and one act for them is to give places for these people. We can give some people in the near of Frankfurt or in the near of Zurich, and they don't know that these people are at Frankfurt or at Zurich, because the nets are not connected with the other net, because of the security.
Altogether, we don't want to fight only for the peace on the Gulf, because we think that it's necessary to fight also against this system and to bring the war to this country, to this town, because we think that the war is not only reasoned by the war machine, it's reasoned by the whole system. And so we say to the people they should put sand into the whole system to cause a breakdown, and if it breaks down, we could stop the war.
We occupied this church 5 weeks ago in order to protest against the Gulf War and in order to inform the people here in this part of the city about the real situation, about the real reasons of this war.
Information for people who want to desert, to go to special places where they can get information, how to go maybe to dive in the underground.
This means disturb and make sabotage against the war machinery.
I'm an under-officer of the German Reserve, and I don't like to go in a war anymore, because in the history of Germany we get many wars, and the soldiers here in this country think that they have to fight in this country. It's my human right to say no. It's my human right. I take my human rights, because I don't want to kill or have to kill.
As an African American, I'm especially concerned about this war because there's so many young black men who are there serving.
Fighting for someone else's freedom has been something that we do best, even when we have no freedom of our own.
All right. All right, Trent.
And I'm here to say that as a black man, it's time out for this deadly, fruitless kind of lethal taxation without representation.
1 million black men in America are either in jail or have something to do with the criminal justice system, and that situation does not in any way suggest, you understand, that black people as an oppressed people in America, within the borders of America, have any stake in preserving or perpetuating this system.
My battalion commander told me that my status was my conscientious objector status was denied, and he ordered several white officers to jump on me, and they held me down and beat me while others tried to, what others did, put cuffs on me, and they tried to forcibly make me board a bus bound to the airport to Saudi Arabia.
I was able to find the strength to say, I ain't gonna do it because of the movement that was built in opposition to that war. So I'm turning that favor around today. And I know they got laws that say I shouldn't say this, but this is Malcolm X's anniversary of his assassination. Malcolm told you what to do when the slave master, your oppressor, came to you and said fight for it. He told you to say, hell no, he won't go. We won't go. He told you that when Master got sick, you prayed that he died. When the plantation caught on fire, you prayed for a big win. That's what you should do when Master's in trouble. Our street!
Why me? Why not your son? You know, why my mother's child?
Black soldiers can play a key role and are playing a key role in exposing the true nature of this conflict, really bringing people to the point of recognizing what is the true nature of America.
But we must challenge the United States of America wherever it wants to send American troops, North American troops. We should get the troops back
from the Arab countries, the U.S. soldiers that are over there. And I talk to you as a Vietnam veteran because I was in Vietnam and I carried a gun for this country. I was brainwashed to the max to kill people and to torture people.
Hoy en Irak, mañana puede ser en el Jurutungo, mañana en las pailas del infierno. Y allí se llevan a nuestros hijos. Como puertorriqueño, yo estoy en la obligación moral, si tengo un punto de algo que me haga ser humano, de protestar contra que se use muchachos que todavía no tienen barba, que no han conocido en la vida, nuestros compatriotas jóvenes, entre ellos mis nietos que están ahora también, como estuvieron mis hijos a punto, como estuve yo en una ocasión, que fui a la prisión de Tallahassee porque usé ser parte de este ejército, que estos somos víctimas del coloniaje y que los puertorriqueños que están allá somos víctimas del coloniaje que existe aquí, que es una humillación que se nos colonice y después se nos use para morir o matar en otro campo por los intereses de los mismos que nos tienen la soga al cuello. Eso es una humillación a la dignidad del puertorriqueño.
Cuando yo regrese de este desierto de amor, de tanta pena, de ver la sangre confundirse con la arena, de ver ante mis ojos el rencor. Cuando yo regrese.
The colonial relationship of Puerto Rico to the United States implies that Puerto Rico in itself does not have an army. It will go to war, and it has fought in the First and the Second World War, in the Korean War, in the Vietnam War. Puerto Ricans, if considered a nation in itself, would be the third largest, would have the third largest number of combat troops in the region after the United States and Great Britain.
Yo creo en el derecho de un pueblo a defenderse. Si un pueblo es atacado, como es el nuestro, yo creo que tenemos el derecho a defendernos bajo cualquier manera. Si yo fuera a pertenecer a algún ejército que estuviera en armas, en ese caso mi ejército serían los macheteros, no sería el ejército norteamericano.
Yo no dudo que haya gente que está convencida de que en su cabeza son unos Rambos, y en el fondo de su corazón son unos Rambos. Eso yo no los he visto todavía. Yo los que he visto ahora son jóvenes, corrientes y comunes, que tienen los mismos problemas que tenemos nosotros aquí, que tienen las mismas preocupaciones que tenemos nosotros aquí, que están igualmente temerosos, no solo por ellos, sino por sus familias, y están muy preocupados por lo que significa, por lo que ellos han visto, ya que están allá adentro, que significa el aparato militar y que significa la guerra.
Cuando yo regrese de este largo viaje que no había programado, cuando yo regrese, cuando yo regrese.
One of the protesters who managed to get through the police line was 82-year-old Bill Grandall, a veteran of 3 wars.
I'm for peace. I don't want the young people to die. A lot of us are for peace.
Aren't you scared doing that?
Huh?
Aren't you scared doing what you just...
No, you only die once.
My father, Bill Grandall, who's 82 now, was a Marine. He joined the Marines when he was 18 and went to Nicaragua, where he helped the U.S. government install the Somoza regime. When he came back to the United States and saw the poverty and joblessness, his thinking started changing, and he did a lot of reading. And he started to realize the horrible part he had played. When the war started, he took part on January 16th in a civil disobedience action at the Federal Building in Los Angeles, where he was badly beaten up by the police and had to be hospitalized.
To the best of my energy, not to the most, to the best of my energy to fight for peace, justice, and for the love of my family. I have a family.
I've been married to a Vietnam vet for 3 years. Before that, I thought that Our country took care of the men that went off to war and came home broken and hurt. They don't take care of them. They treat them like shit.
If something happens to me, let the kids know the truth and my family, because I think all of these things we are doing is wrong. They want us to hate the Iraq people, but how can I hate someone that I never met or did something wrong? I will not participate in killing anyone. I want to come home right now. I miss you and the kids a lot.
My son, fortunately, said, my mother can do anything she wants to with the contents of my letters. I did write those things. I wrote them because they were true. And she can, I stand by her right to do whatever she wants to do with those in the United States. All right.
We've got to change this entire society in the 90s. We've got to take it away from war and toward peace. And you, not the Congress, not the President, but you are the only ones who can make this country a new land, a new people, based on love and compassion for human life. We've got to rise above this dark nightmare.
How can we travel 10,000 miles away just to take another man's life away? How can we travel to another foreign land just to go and kill a brown-skinned man? Brothers and sisters, we have to resist. Fight the power, just raise up your fists.
We've now had CO hearings for almost a dozen of the Camp Lejeune resistors. And at this point, we only have 2 positive recommendations coming from their investigating officer. So it does not look good for them.
I don't know who make the rules up. I mean, as far as, you know, being a CO is concerned. I mean, what's so hard in accepting that an individual doesn't want to kill another individual?
Our concern is that as the military's viciousness and sense of conquest increases in the wake of the shooting war, that these people may face harsher punishment than they would have in the past. An attitude of vindictiveness may cause the military to treat these young men and women as examples of those who refuse to obey orders. And in the absence of strong outside public support, we fear that they may be given much harsher sentences than their situation deserves, and certainly much harsher than their courage deserves.
My friend, follow your heart. From love, never part. My support will never cease. But this country, my land, I can't understand why I'm in prison for believing in peace.
Nobody needs to die. Nobody wants to die. But dying for the wrong reason is pretty lousy. You know, I mean, that's a pretty pointless end to a life. But there's another thing. That's killing for a lie. I mean, that's the worst thing there is. There are 55,000 some names on the Vietnam War Memorial in Washington, D.C. Where's the memorial for the 2.5 million Vietnamese? Where's the memorial for the land that was defoliated, where there are still birth defects coming out in the children of Vietnam today? Where's the memorial for them? Where's the memorial for the 70,000 Vietnam veterans who since Vietnam have committed suicide because they killed for America and they've had to live with it ever since?
I think that we're going to hear a lot about the women when they come back, and I hope they have a lot to say. When they hear that woman say, no way, maybe they'll question. Just maybe they'll question. And that's what this post-war area is all about now, question. Question and demand answers.
Those that return from Saudi Arabia, having learned what the experience of fighting for the U.S. is, they can have an even bigger impact on how far this war goes by taking a stand against it.
They should make sure that he come into the communities and listen to the gunshots and see people getting shot down and see young teenagers strung out on drugs and see people sleeping on the streets. And they need to demand that these politicians begin to address these issues.
I ain't dying for the price of gas. You understand? You can just burn hell when they tell you to go. God save you! When they tell you to go. God save you! Don't want to be a hero. Can't stand John Wayne. Go and die for you, I'd have to be insane. There's no glory in disaster. Once the wheels of war start to turn, tell me what's the next step?
your home. Sydney, Berlin, Baghdad, Tel Aviv, Beethoven, Drake. You want to fight a war? South Africa's the place. There's an injustice in the motherland, but no, you want to go out and play in the sand. I'm tired of you waving and flying in my face. I ain't gonna fight for your fat trash race. I'm not a sucker politician or honey hungry pig. Wait, no, that's big man. Good time, motherfucker, and a hypocrite. He's trying not to see through this shit. This is Mr. Bush's show. He wants you to play a role. Meanwhile, he's out fucking around on the 14th hole. Don't believe Ryan Gumbel's big media shit. I'm telling you, brother, you have got to resist. The army don't care about hero study. You better refuse. Don't be another body. Don't be another body. Just say no. So when they tell you to go, just say no. Just say no. So when they tell you to go. Cuando yo regrese de este largo viaje que no había programado, cuando yo regrese, cuando yo regrese, cuando yo regrese de este desierto de amor, de tanta pena, de ver la sangre confundirse con la arena, de ver ante mis ojos el rencor. Cuando yo regrese con mi padre, con mi madre y mis hermanos, con mis amigos tomados de la mano, caminaré los caminos de mi tierra. Cuando yo regrese, cantaré canciones de la paz al mundo. Me buscaré en lo profundo, a ver quién soy, de dónde vengo. Cuando yo regrese, cuando yo regrese. Ay, le, 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 le.